Colorado High School Activities Association baseball's on B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Harry Wise Field. At Englewood High School, it's a Colorado 7 league clash as the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Englewood Pirates as Kyle Daniels is a 2-0 count against the left-hander Brian Schrock to begin the game. And that is a strike on the outside corner. Took something off it. It's 2-1. We'll set up the Mustang lineup here coming up momentarily. The Mustangs come in 10-0 in league play, 12-5 overall. Englewood 4-5 in the league, 6-9 on the season, up and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Kyle Daniels. The pitch, and that's up and away, and Daniels walks on 5 pitches. That'll send up Chris Anderson. Anderson is the DH. Batting third is the second baseman, Reyes Rodriguez. Mustang starting lineup brought to you by High Plains Bank, hometown service in a higher plane. High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. Wes Sanders, cleanup hitter. Batting fifth is the left fielder, James Blackston. The pitcher, Jared Bohm, hits sixth. The stretch by Schrock. And the offering, and the fastball's down and away. Tony Swedzig, the shortstop, bats seventh. Third baseman, Austin Cosman, hits eighth. And Joey Schneider, the catcher, bats ninth. Daniels with a conservative lead against the left-hander. And the offering. And that's right there for a strike. Thigh high on the outside edge. 1-1. Tyler Harris at first. Miguel Montes at second. Conrad Drolshagen at third. Tristan Cisneros is the shortstop. Isaiah Kovac in left. Mario Vega center. Mason Stepanich in right. Gerardo Gutierrez behind the plate, and that pitch is upstairs. And the left-hander Brian Schrock. It's on the hill. 2 balls and 1 strike. Just underway from Englewood. These teams will play on Friday at 4 o'clock on B106 and B106.com in Fort Morgan. Runners going. The pitch is outside off the glove of the catcher Gutierrez, and it's a steal for Daniels. So 3-1 to the left-handed hitting DH. Opening pitch was brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call and brush. 842-4555. Schrock looks back. And the 3-1. Swung on and grounded up the middle. The shortstop, Cisneros, to his left, throws to first. Anderson is retired. To third is Daniels. There's 1 down. 1 down for Reyes Rodriguez.
The second baseman, number 10, number 11, Reyes Rodriguez.
Rodriguez hitting from the right side. The infield playing in, well, only at third base. The pitch over for a strike, took something off it. It's 0-1. An all-grass field. The clay is obviously around the mound and the bases as well as home plate. And the offering. And the breaking ball hit Rodriguez on the left shoulder. So runners at the corners with 1 down for the left-handed hitting Wes Anderson. And the Mustangs sending up.
Number 9, Wes Anderson.
Of course, 3 left-handed hitters at the top of their lineup. We remind you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at B106 or Pitch by Pitch at KSIRsports.com. So here's Anderson with runners at first and third. And only 1 down in the top of the first. Schrock sets. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the left. No balls and 1 strike. The Mustangs looking for their 13th win of the year. And the offering. And the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes to Wes Anderson. Off of third is Daniels. Rodriguez at first. And the 0-2 swung on and lifted foul down the right field side. Count remains at 0-2 to Wes Anderson, as the Mustangs are threatening in the top of the first inning. Runners with conservative, in fact, short leads with a left-handed pitcher. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and grounded to first, stepping in the bag, then throwing to second. A run should count. Nope, the tag was not made. The ball got away. As the play was made by Tyler Harris, 3 unassisted, scoring as Daniels give the RBI to Anderson. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Mustangs. And nearly got a double play out of that.
Number 14, James Blackston.
Here's the right-handed hitting left fielder James Blackston. The stretch by Schrock, stepping off. Yeah, since that was not a force at second once Harris stepped on first. Had the double play been made, the run might have been able to count there because it looked like Daniels crossed home plate, and that's off of the catcher's glove towards the screen, and Gutierrez retrieves it. But on the pass ball, the third is Rodriguez, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Blackston has 1 home run on the season. Of course, wind has been significant this week. Not as bad here in Englewood as it is back on the plains. And the offering. And that curveball's in there for a strike. One ball and 1 strike to James Blackston. Mustangs already with a 1-0 lead. And the offering upstairs. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Rodriguez off of third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count moves to 2-2. Schrock out of the stretch with a man at third. And the offering upstairs. Looked like threw him a changeup. 3-2 to James Blackston. The stretch. 3-2 offering. Swung on, tapped foul behind the plate. Count remains at 3-2 to James Blackston. Mustangs have scored without the benefit of a hit here in the opening frame. And that one, he swung and it got away from the catcher Gutierrez, throws to first, but it'll land in right field. It's going to be a strikeout, but Blackston's going to get the first base. Rodriguez will score on the wild pitch, and Fort Morgan leads 2-0. Mustangs got a huge break there. And that'll send up Jared Bohm, the Mustang pitcher.
The pitcher, number 8, Jared Bohm.
That does go down as a strikeout there for Schrock. And the runner going, it's taken for a ball to throw to second is high and up the second base side. And it's a stolen base for James Blackston. And 1 ball and no strikes to Bohm. The pitch, up and in. 2-0. Mustangs swept the season series a year ago. Schrock stretches. And the offering. That's in there for a strike on the changeup on the inner half. And the count moves to 2-1. Off of second is Blackston. Any base hit in the outfield should score him with the speed he's got. Upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now Schrock trying to establish his control. 26 pitches so far, 14 of those for balls. And the offering And that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. 3-2 to Jared Bohm. Check that now, 14-14. I was a pitch short there. And the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and tapped over the mound to the shortstop Cisneros. Charges, fields, throws, and safe. Bohm beats it out on the infield hit. And that extends the inning here for the Mustangs in the top of the first. And that'll set up Tony Zwedzig, as Fort Morgan's looking to build on a 2-0 lead, with their 7th place hitter stepping in. We'll have a courtesy runner out there for Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs will have Carlito Urquiera as the courtesy runner there for Bohm, the pitcher. And here's Zwedzig.
The shortstop, number 12, Tony Zwedzig.
Zwedzig swinging a bigger bat recently. The pitch swung on and grounded to Cisneros at short. He's got it. Looks to second. Second baseman not covering, but the throw at first is perfect. And the Mustangs are done in the top of the first inning. But Fort Morgan does score a couple of runs. They get a base hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the first. It's Fort Morgan 2. Englewood is coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. Here's the Englewood starting lineup. The Mustangs scored 2 in the opening frame. Mason Stepanich, the right fielder, bats first. Brian Schrock, the pitcher, at second. Gerardo Gutierrez, the catcher, bats third. Tristan Cisneros is the shortstop, batting cleanup. Mario Vegas in center, batting fifth. Tyler Harris, the first baseman, at sixth. Conrad Drolshaga, the third baseman, at seventh. Isaiah Kovac, the left fielder, bats eighth, and second baseman Miguel Montez hits ninth. And Jared Bohm will deliver here to Mason Stepanich. And the pitch, a strike to the left-handed hitter.
The Englewood Pirates, the right fielder, number 2, Mason Stepanich.
The wind in the 0-1. The bender's down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wes Anderson's at first, Reyes Rodriguez at second. Third baseman is Austin Cosman. Tony Zwedzig at short. Around the outfield, James Blackston in left, Kyle Daniels in center, Juan Aguilar in right. Fastball's down and in, Joey Schneider behind the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Mustangs scored 2 runs in the opening frame. With only 1 hit, the pitch swung on and tapped slowly to short. Charging is Zwedzig, fields, fires, and there's 1 down. 1 down for Brian Schrock. The unusual combination of a left-handed thrower and a right-handed hitter. Before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service at MMI International, 842-5161. Fastball is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Mustangs coached by Josh Langford, first-year head coach Tim Mitchell for the Pirates. The offering, and did he wave at it? No on the breaking ball. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 more regular season games for the Mustangs, including this afternoon. This is their road finale. During the regular season, they'll be on the road for the playoffs, starting a week from Saturday. 2-0 pitch, swung on and fouled off the end of the bat towards the Pirates dugout on the first base side. 2-1. Schneider lays down the sign. And the pitch swung on and lifted foul off to the left and out of play. Moving the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union. Jared Bohm delivers. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and Schrock goes down on strikes. And there's 2 down to the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Gerardo Gutierrez.
The catcher, number 4, Gerardo Gutierrez.
Gutierrez hitting from the right side. Wind and offering. Breaking ball, swing and a miss as it was diving away. No balls and one strike. Lots of late movement on that curveball by Bohm. The wind and the 0-1. Swung on and grounded left side and off the third baseman of the shortstop, Zwedzig. Long throw to first is going to be late. It'll be a base hit for Gutierrez. And both teams have a hit here in the opening frame. That'll bring up Tristan Cisneros, the right-handed hitting shortstop.
The shortstop, number 7, Tristan Cisneros.
The stretch by Bohm at the belt. Throw back to first. Had him leaning, but he's back in there. Let's see if Gutierrez takes a more conservative lead now after that pickoff move. The pitch is a fastball for a strike. On the outer half, it's 0-1. No balls and one strike to Cisneros. Short lead for Gutierrez. The pitch swung on line. Base hit into left field. Advancing to second is Gutierrez as Blackston gets the ball back in. 2 2-out hits for the Pirates. And Mario Vega will now step in for the right side.
The center fielder, number 5, Mario Vega.
So Gutierrez at second, Cisneros at first. Fort Morgan leading 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch in the dirt off of Schneider. Gets away. He's got a chance, but he can't pick up the ball. And on the wild pitch, the runners advance. Gutierrez to third. And Cisneros to second. So the tying run is at second base. And Bohm will now be out of the windup. 1-0. Fastball is down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. And Vega with a slightly open stance. The pitch. That one is just off the corner. 3 balls and no strikes with Tyler Harris waiting to hit next. Cosman and Anderson in at the corners. Right down the middle for a strike as Vega was taking all the way. 3-1. Off of third is Gutierrez. Cisneros at second. The pitch swung on, lined, and caught by the second baseman Rodriguez to his left. And that ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the second. Fort Morgan 2, Englewood nothing on B106 and B106.com. Fort Morgan 2, Englewood nothing as we head to the second in Englewood. The regular season road finale for the Mustangs. They'll send up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Austin Cosman, Joey Schneider, and Kyle Daniels against the southpaw, Brian Schrock. Jared Bohm got the lone base hit for the Mustangs in the first. Mustangs are actually being out hit 2-1, but again have a 2-run advantage. So here is Cosman for Fort Morgan.
Leading up the second inning for the Mustangs.
The Mustang junior third baseman.
The third baseman, number 6, Austin Cosman.
Who leads the team with 4 home runs. This will be lefty against righty. Cosman digs in, and the pitch, and the breaking ball's in there for a strike on the inner half at the knees. No balls and 1 strike to Austin Cosman. Wind by Schrock, the pitch, and that ball nearly got him on the ankles. He skipped out of the way. The count is 1-1. Cosman hitting .279 on the season. Schrock gets the sign. The lefty delivers. Swag and a miss on a changeup. Cosman way out in front. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to the opening hitter of the second. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him up on that one. As Schrock records a strikeout, there's 1 down. That'll bring up Joey Schneider.
The catcher, number 7, Joey Schneider.
The wind and pitch. The breaking ball hit Schneider. Second hit batsman already by Schrock. And that'll send up Kyle Daniels, who walked. Daniels, one of the more productive players for the Mustangs, hitting .373 coming into this game.
The center fielder, number 4, Kyle Daniels.
And even though he's just a leadoff hitter, he's got 10 RBIs. Daniels will be the starting pitcher on Friday when these teams convene in Fort Morgan. 1 on, 1 out, 2-0 Mustangs. T.J. Bauer, the courtesy runner over there at first, the stretch, and the offering. And that's in the dirt. Skips away from Gutierrez. Bauer takes off for second. He's in there on the wild pitch. And Daniels now up there with a runner in scoring position. With a 1-ball, no strike count. Yeah, Schrock hurt himself in the first with those walks and a hit batsman. Then he had some bad luck on his strikeout of Blackston when the ball got away, and that changeup is down and away. So he's got a couple of strikeouts in this game. 2 balls and no strikes to Daniels. Bauer with about a 4-step lead at second, the stretch. And the offering, and that's in the dirt on another changeup, 3-0. And Schrock already building up a pitch count here, 38 pitches through an inning and a third. And he split it right down the middle, 19 balls, 19 strikes. If you're tired of the same old lunch and dinner menu, switch it up and pick up something new from the hot and cold deli selection at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Great food at low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 on, 1 out in the top of the second inning in Englewood. The Mustangs lead the Pirates by a score of 2-0. Gutierrez lays down the sign. Let's see if Daniels is taking all the way, squaring to bunt to distract the pitcher, but it's a strike. As Schrock grooved it in, 3-1. Nearly 370 there in the right center field alley. And the pitch. And that ball nearly hit him, but it's ball 4 anyway. So Daniels walks, and that'll send up Chris Anderson, who grounded to short in his first at-bat.
The designated hitter, number 10, Chris Anderson.
Anderson came into the game hitting .300, so only slightly under .300 now. Runners take their leads with 1 down, the offering, and that's taken for a ball, a little bit low. Schrock going primarily with the changeup and the curveball, mixing in a fastball here and there. 1 ball, no strikes. Bauer at second, Daniels at first. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And the count is level at 1 ball, 1 strike. That's probably where Schrock wants to locate it against Anderson. Make him hit it to the left side. And perhaps make it more difficult to advance the runners. And the offering. And the breaking ball is a beauty. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the outer half of the knees. Anderson down in the count at 1-2. Runners take their leads. Looking back, the pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count remains at 1-2. Coming up tonight on our sister station, 1010 KSIR, Game 7 at 7:30 between the Avalanche and Minnesota Wild. Rockies will be on 94.5 The Ranch against the Diamondbacks, going for the sweep of that series. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The offering. Swung on, grounded, foul. On the breaking ball. Count remains at 1-2 to Chris Anderson. On a sunny day here in Englewood. Bauer off of second, Daniels at first. Plenty of speed on the base paths. Gutierrez again lays down the sign. Schrock comes home. Swung on and foul back. Went with the changeup again. He's got Mustang hitters out in front. And the count remains at 1-2 to Chris Anderson. Mustangs leading by a deuce. And Fort Morgan really has not had a good swing in this game. The pitch. Swung on and lifted towards center. Mario Vega is coming into his right. Still coming. He dives, and he makes an excellent catch. Bauer's got to get back to second, and barely does. Almost a double play. Yeah, Bauer was way too far off the bag. I don't know why, because Vega had a nice beat on it, even though he had to dive. Outstanding defensive play. There's 2 down for Reyes Rodriguez.
The second baseman, number 11, Reyes Rodriguez.
Rodriguez in his first at-bat was hit by a pitch, so no at-bat, just a plate appearance. Rodriguez has been stinging the ball all season, the pitch, and that one got him on the foot. And didn't make much of an effort to get out of the way. A .397 hitter, you'd think he'd want to swing away. But the bases are loaded for Wes Anderson, who grounded to first in the first.
The first baseman, number 9, Wes Anderson.
And Schragner's looking to establish control. That pitch in there for a strike. It is 0-1 to Anderson. The wind and the offering. Swung on and lifted towards center field. Mario Vega's coming in. The ball hit off the end of the bat. It's going to drop for a base hit. Bauer scores. Daniels around third. The throw to third. And Rodriguez is going to be out, tagged out by Drawshagen. The second run should count, and it does. So it amounts to a 2-run single, and the Mustangs lead by a score of 4-0 after an inning and a half on B106 and B106.com. Well, the Mustangs haven't needed much, as they have a 4-0 lead. Here over the Englewood Pirates as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Wes Anderson delivering a 2-run single, but Reyes Rodriguez on that play thrown out at third by the center fielder Vega. Wind and pitch to Tyler Harris. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Swirling away from the right-handed hitter. It's 0-1. That's 3 RBIs in the game for Anderson. And the offering is over for a strike with a fastball at the knees. Count moves to 0-2 on Harris. Wind and pitch. The breaking ball is way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Tyler Harris. Wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. The third baseman, Cosman, has it, sets, throws, and there's 1 down as Harris is retired. And with 1 out,
number 6, Conrad Drolshagen.
There's Conrad Drolshagen, the right-handed hitting third baseman. Here's the wind and offering. Fastball, a strike at the knees. Down the middle, it's 0-1. The Mustangs with a 4-0 advantage. And the offering. Swung on, lined and off the pitcher's glove to the second baseman, Rodriguez. He sets sidearms and retires Drolshagen. That goes 1-4-3. And there are 2 down. Not exactly the way you draw it up defensively, but the Mustangs will take it.
The left fielder, number 13, Isaiah Kovac.
The right-handed hitting left fielder, Isaiah Kovac, steps in. Wind and pitch, and the fastball's on the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Both teams with 2 hits in the game, but the Mustangs with a 4-run cushion. And the offering. Fastball just a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 down and the bases empty in the second. Bohm gets the sign and the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bohm looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Wind and offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Count remains at 1-2 to Kovac. Bohm ready. And the offering. Swung on, grounded up the middle. The second baseman, Rodriguez, backhands, throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as Kovac is retired. Let's head to the third. Fort Morgan 4. Englewood nothing on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back at Harry Wise Field in Englewood. The Mustangs lead the Englewood Pirates 4-0 as we head to the third. And left-hander Brian Schrock will contend with James Blackston, Jared Bohm, and Tony Zwedzig, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Blackston at 0 for 1. He struck out but reached in a wild pitch. Schrock with a couple of strikeouts in the early going.
Leading off the third inning for the Mustangs, the left fielder, number 14,
Schrock just
James Blackston.
looking to locate those pitches. He's walked 2. He's hit 3 batters in the game. And that has really plagued him right now. The pitch. Upstairs with a changeup. That was pitch number 51 for Schrock. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the wine and offering. Fastball bounces in. 2-0 to the right-handed hitting Mustang left fielder James Blackston. And the pitch. In the dirt again. 3-0. Yeah, Schrock, I believe, made a relief appearance last year in the Mustangs' victory here in Englewood. 3-0 offering. And he takes that for a strike. Just below belt level, it's 3-1. Blackston ready, and the offering in the dirt, and that's the third walk issued by the left-hander Brian Schrock. And that'll send up Bohm, who had an infield single in his first at bat of the game.
The pitcher, number 8.
Your one-stop center for home improvement projects, Ackley Building Center at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. One-stop shop for flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. That's Ackley Building Center. Blackston has a stolen base already in this game. The stretch and the pitch. And that is taken for a ball. Check swing there by Bohm. That's 5 balls to begin the inning for Schrock. Again, Blackston with a conservative lead, a 2-step advantage at first. Schrock comes home, runner going. It's taken for a strike. The throw to second is right there, but Blackston had a great jump and he steals the base. A lot of speed there for Blackston, second stolen base of the game. Meanwhile, the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike to Jared Bohm. The Mustangs scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings and have held the Pirates off the board. The stretch. Bohm awaits the pitch, and the breaking ball is a beauty for a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And both base hits by the Mustangs were not hit well. An infield single and a Texas leaguer. Swung on, and that one's chopped on the left side. Schrock picks it up, looks, throws to first. Advancing to third is Blackston as Bohm is retired, and there's 1 down. One down for Tony Zwedzig.
Number 12, Tony Zwedzig.
Zwedzig grounded out in his first at bat. Out of the windup. Swung on and grounded to third. Drolshagen's going to come home, and the slide, and it's off the catcher Gutierrez's glove. Blackston is going to score. No RBI. That'll be an error on Gutierrez. It was a perfect throw to the plate. And it's 5-0 in favor of Fort Morgan. And it looked like it was a perfect throw, but it appeared Gutierrez tried to apply the tag too quickly. And now, discussion there with Coach Mitchell and the home plate umpire, but he'll pay a visit to the hill. Certainly a very good pitch made by Schrock. Didn't get the defensive support. And as a result, Fort Morgan has scored for the 3rd consecutive inning. and only one out. And let's see, we have players shifting. We're going to have a pitching change here in the third with a score. Fort Morgan 5, Englewood nothing. A 2-minute break, 2 minutes on B106 and B106.com. All right, Conrad Drolshagen, the new pitcher here for Englewood.
Third baseman, number 6.
Tyler Harris at third. And the first baseman, as the pitch is taken for a strike, is Kenny Jelinas. No balls and 1 strike to Austin Cosman. Struck out swinging in the opening inning. Check that. That was in the second. 5-0 Fort Morgan. A run across so far. Lead by Swedzik, a short one. The right-hander delivers. And that is up and in. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Both teams with 2 base hits. The Mustangs with 5 runs. Brian Schrock certainly hurt himself with 3 walks and 3 hit batsmen. Throw back to first off the glove of Jelinas. But Swedzik back in anyway. With 1 out, 1 on, and 1 in the third inning. The stretch. And the offering in the dirt, scooped up nicely by Gutierrez. 2 balls and 1 strike with Joey Schneider on deck. Gutierrez lays down the sign. Drolshagen delivers. Swag and a miss. Cosman out in front of that one. The count is level at 2-2. Cosman a little bit closer to the plate. Hasn't helped his timing at times. And the pitch swung on and fisted foul. That ball was riding in on him and he swung at it. There's already been 3 hit batsmen in this game. That was nearly 4, but Cosman decided to swing at a pitch that at the very least would have been ball 3. So it remains at 2-2 to the Mustang junior third baseman. The stretch. And the pitch in the dirt. Again scooped up by Gutierrez. The count runs full to Cosman at 3-2. Here in the top of the third inning in Englewood. Let's see if Zwedzik takes off. No, he stays. And that is upstairs. And it's the 4th walk issued by Englewood pitchers. And that'll bring up Joey Schneider. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance in the second inning.
The catcher, number 7, Joey Schneider.
Fort Morgan looking to break it open here in the third, up 5-0. With Schneider stepping in. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on line and caught by the third baseman Harris. Throw back to first. And that is going to be a double play. As Cosman is doubled up. And the Mustangs are done. Here in the third inning, they score a run. They benefit from an error. There was 1 man left. 2.5 complete. It's Fort Morgan 5, Englewood nothing on B106. And B106.com. It'll be 9-1-2. Miguel Montes, Mason Stepanich, and Brian Schrock. Against the right-hander Jared Bohm. The Mustangs with a 5-0 lead in Englewood over the Pirates. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third. And the ironic thing is that the hardest hit ball the Mustangs have had was that double play hit by Joey Schneider. Wind and pitch. Swung on and fisted slowly down the third baseline. Cosman barehands throws in the run. And in time, an outstanding play by Austin Cosman. As he retires the leadoff hitter in the third, Miguel Montes, for the opening out. And that'll send up the top of the order. And Mason Stepanich, he grounded to short in his first at bat.
The right fielder, number 2, Mason Stepanich.
The pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be Kenny Jelinas on deck for Schrock. Since Schrock was taken out of the game in the top of the third. Fastball is over but low. 2 balls and no strikes. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. The pitch up and away with a fastball. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice 3-0 to Stepanich. Bohm kicks and fires, and that's up and away, took something off it, and he walks on 4 pitches. First walk issued by Bohm.
The first baseman, number 11.
And here is Jelena stepping in. Throw back to first, back in diving. With no problem there. And the pitch is a strike. Runner going to second, up the second base side, off the glove of Rodriguez, but backed up by Daniels. It'll be a stolen base for Stepanich. And Jelena's down in the count at 0-1. Fort Morgan with a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the third. The stretch by Bohm. And the pitch. And he swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. 0-2. Bohm comes off a 13 strikeout game against Fort Lupton last Wednesday. And the offering, and he short arm. That was a terrible pitch. Went about 45 feet and bounced over Schneider. He couldn't have blocked it unless he was about 8 feet tall. So on the wild pitch, Stepanich advances to third. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Let's see if Bohm can pick up the strikeout. Might go with a breaking ball here. The pitch, swing and a miss on that pitch, and there's 2 down. 2 down for Gerardo Gutierrez, the catcher, who in his first plate appearance got a base hit. For Bohm, that's his second strikeout. Wind and offering. Swing and a miss on a ball that gets in the dirt, but just a little bit away from Schneider, so no advance there. By Stepanich, no balls and 1 strike. With 2 down in the bottom of the third, Fort Morgan leads Englewood 5-0 in Englewood. And the pitch swung on and grounded left side underneath Cosman, fielded by Zwedzik. The throw towards the plate, and it bounces in and gets by Schneider all the way to the backstop. That'll be a base hit and an RBI for Gutierrez. He is 2 for 2, and Englewood has made it a 5-1 game. And that'll extend the inning for Tristan Cisneros, who's 1 for 1.
The shortstop, number 7, Tristan Cisneros.
And really, that was the smart play by Zwedzik. He didn't have a play at first. He actually had a better play at the plate. So Cisneros to step in. With the Mustangs now leading by 4. As Englewood has countered here in the third inning. Throw back to first. Yeah, no error recorded because it's a long throw by Zwedzik and definitely a base hit. Swung on, grounded right back to Bohm. He'll throw to first for the out, and Cisneros is retired. However, Englewood does get on the scoreboard. They do it on a base hit, no errors and a man left. We have played 3. It's Fort Morgan 5, Englewood 1 on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs with a 5-1 lead as we head to the 4th inning in Englewood. And the first full inning of work for Conrad Drolshag, and he came into the game 1 inning ago in relief. Brian Schrock. And the Mustangs will send up the top of the order, Kyle Daniels, followed by Chris Anderson and Reyes Rodriguez against this right-hander. Daniels just looking to swing the bat. He is 0 for 0. He's walked twice. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be-delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, time for you to recycle the old and get in with the new. New appliances, that is, at B&B Appliance.
Leading off the 4th inning for Fort Morgan, the center fielder, number 4, Kyle
Daniels to begin the fourth. Winding the pitch. And that is right over the plate for a strike down the middle, just above the knees. It's 0-1. Rolshagen looks in. And the offering swung on and popped up in the infield. On the left side, the shortstop Cisneros to his right, ranges to his left end, and makes the catch for the first out. And Daniels got underneath that changeup. That'll bring up Chris Anderson, who's grounded out and popped out. He's 0 for 2.
Number 10, Chris Anderson.
Yeah, I tell you, if Englewood pitchers can keep it in the strike zone, Fort Morgan, with only 2 soft hits, is going to struggle in this game unless they make an adjustment down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Anderson. Gutierrez lays down the sign. And Rolshagen delivers. That ball riding in on him. It's 2-0. As the sun has reappeared in full force here in Englewood. 2 balls and no strikes. With 1 down and the bases empty in the fourth, the Mustangs lead the Pirates 5-1. And the pitch upstairs. 3-0. Anderson will be taking here on the 3-0. And that pitch is taken for a strike. Over the heart of the plate, it's 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike to Chris Anderson, the left-handed hitting DH. Rolshagen ready. And the offering swung on and fouled to the screen. 3-2. Fort Morgan plays their regular season finale on Friday at 4 o'clock on B106 and B106.com at home against Englewood. And then 8 days thereafter, they'll be in a district tournament in one of, obviously, 8 different sites. The payoff pitch is, did he wave at it? He did. On the breaking ball, down and in, and Anderson strikes out. He's 0 for 3 in the game. That'll send up Reyes Rodriguez, who's been hit by a pitch twice. That was against the starting pitcher, Brian Schrock. The wind and offering. Swung on, tapped foul off the hitter. It's 0-1. To Rodriguez. You want your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them. You can purchase the best quality parts and accessories at great prices at your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. Breaking ball is up and in. Leveling the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Rolshagen ready. Setting up on the left side of the rubber. And the pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. Strike 1 to Reyes Rodriguez. We're nearly halfway through this one. And Rolshagen delivers. Swung on and grounded down the third baseline. Takes a wicked hop into left field. Tyler Harris trying to backhand that baseball. We'll call that a straight-up hit. That did not take a good bounce at all for Harris. As Rodriguez reaches. And that'll send up Wes Anderson. But still, the Mustangs have not hit the ball well. If not for that hop, it would have been a 1-2-3 inning. Anderson has 3 RBIs on a ground out, and then a Texas League single scoring 2. The stretch by Rolshagen. And the pitch. Swung on and popped up in the infield. The shortstop Cisneros gives way to the pitcher, Rolshagen, who makes the catch, backpedaling. And that does it for the Mustangs in the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the fourth. Fort Morgan 5, Englewood 1 on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the fourth inning in Englewood. Fort Morgan 5, Englewood 1. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters as Mario Vega leads off.
The center fielder, number 5,
Vega,
Mario Vega,
with runners at second and third in the first inning, lined out to the second baseman, Rodriguez. Thus thwarting what could have been a rally. The pitch, way outside of the screen. 1 ball and no strikes. Bohm has thrown just 42 pitches in the game, but has been in pretty decent control. 27 strikes, 15 balls. Struck out a couple of batters and walked 1. And the offering. Swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. And that levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Northeast Colorado's locally owned Hometown Savings and Loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. Equitable savings and loan with financial solutions for you. The pitch. Again to the screen. On the fastball, 2-1. To Mario Vega. Bohm ready. Going strictly fastball so far, but that breaking ball is fouled off to the right. 2-2. Englewood has committed the game's only error. Wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Challenged him with a fastball up in the zone. And it remains at 2-2 to Mario Vega. Schneider lays down the sign and the pitch. Swung on and grounded off the end of the bat to the second baseman, Rodriguez. He sidearms to first, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll send up the 6th place hitter, Tyler Harris, who grounded to third in his first plate appearance.
The third baseman, number 10, Tyler Harris.
Yeah, the first time the Mustangs and Englewood Pirates met in a significant sporting event was the 2001 football semifinals here in Englewood. Swung on, grounded to second. Rodriguez to his right. Nice backhanded stab there. Throws to first, and there's 2 down as Harris is out. And here comes Conrad Drolshagen. The Mustangs playing some good defense behind Jared Bohm.
The pitcher, number 6, Conrad Drolshagen.
Drolshagen in the game is 0 for 1. He also grounded to second, as Rodriguez has seen plenty of activity out there. Wind and pitch. Breaking ball. Did he wave at it? He did. It's a strike. No balls and 1 strike. On the bottom of the 4th inning, Fort Morgan 5, Englewood 1. The base is empty with 2 down. Jared Bohm fires. Swing and a foul on the slow breaking ball. It's 0-2. On deck is Isaiah Kovacs, the number 8 hitter. Bohm way ahead in the count. Let's see if he wastes a pitch. The offering through a high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bohm ready. So is Drolshagen. And the offering. Breaking ball is way outside. Leveling the count at 2-2. Mustangs with 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Englewood scored a run in the bottom of the third. Wind and pitch. In the dirt with a curveball. Gone full to 3-2 to Drolshagen. Well, Kovacs might get a chance to hit in this inning. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a fastball just above the belt. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jared Bohm. Let's head to the 5th. In Englewood, Fort Morgan 5, Englewood 1. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Well, we played just over an hour, and we're already in the 5th inning, that is, with the Mustangs leading the Englewood Pirates 5-1, and Conrad Drolshagen's done a very nice job in relief. Brian Schrock, the left-handed starter for Englewood. For the Mustangs, they'll send up James Blackston.
Leading off the 5th inning for the Mustangs. The left fielder,
Blackston
number 14, James Blackston,
has struck out and walked, so he's 0 for 1 in the game. Wind and pitch. And that is a little bit inside on the off-speed pitch. It's 1-0. Drolshagen delivers. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. The count levels at 1-1. And Drolshagen's doing the job right now. Mustangs cannot solve him whatsoever. The offering. That's a strike. Took something off of that. It's 1-2 over the heart of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes on James Blackston to begin the 5th. The pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs. A little bit inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Blackston. The wind and pitch swung on and fouled behind the plate, and the count remains at 2-2. Look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. 815 Fremont in Fort Morgan, 867-8261 Valley View Villa. The pitch in the dirt. Yeah, if not for the walks and the hit batsman, this could be a much tighter game. 4 walks and 3 hit batsmen so far. That's 7 free base runners there for the Mustangs. And the 3-2 and make it 8. Another hit batsman. It got Blackston just below the left shoulder. So Bohm will now hit. He's singled and grounded out. He's 1 for 2 in the game. That would have been ball 4 either way, with the ball riding in on Blackston. But again, the Mustangs trying to get into an offensive rhythm. The stretch and the offering, and that is on the outside corner with a fastball for a strike. The only hard-hit ball Fort Morgan has really had was the line drive double play hit by Joey Schneider a couple of innings ago. Blackston has 2 stolen bases already. He takes off, and the pitch is inside. The throw to second is up the second base side, and it's a stolen base for Blackston, his 3rd. And he's in scoring position now for Bohm, who's got a 1 ball, 1 strike count. 5-1 Fort Morgan. We're in the visiting half of the 5th inning. Got a big lead out there. The stretch. Grolshagen looks in. And the pitch. Swung on, grounded to short. Cisneros fields. Blackston has to hold the throw to first, and Bohm is out. And there's 1 down in the 5th inning. Well, situational baseball, you want to hit behind the runners, but Jared got a pitch out in front.
Number 12, Tony Swetsig.
Swetsig is grounded out, and he's reached on an error. 0 for 2 in the game. The stretch by Grolshagen. The pitch. Swung on, lined, and through. The shortstop Cisneros barely underneath his glove into left field for a base hit. Rounding third is Blackston. He scores, and Swetsig delivers, and the Mustangs lead by a score of 6-1 as Cisneros nearly made a sparkling play at short. That'll bring up Austin Cosman.
The third baseman.
Cosman has struck out and walked.
Austin Cosman.
So Swetsig with a conservative lead at first. The stretch and the offering. Outside, throw back to first, and back in standing is Swetsig. 1 ball and no strikes. So Fort Morgan has gotten the run that they relinquished in the 3rd inning. The pitch, and I got Cosman on the left elbow. But I didn't, well, are they going to say he didn't make an attempt? The ball definitely hit him, but if the umpire rules he did not make an attempt, he's got to stay in there. Let's see what the ruling is. So the count was 1-0 at the time he got hit by the pitch. But again, because no attempt was made to get out of the way, Cosman stays in the batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goes as a strike on Cosman. The stretch. And the pitch. And that ball did hit him, and it didn't matter there. That got him on the lower back. And that is 5 hit batsmen in the game already by Englewood. You don't see that every day. First and second for Joey Schneider. Been hit by a pitch and lined into a double play.
The catcher, number 7, Joey Schneider.
Well, considering that Schneider had the best swing of the game so far for Fort Morgan, he can break it open right here. The pitch, and he swings and taps it foul up the third base side. Count is at 0-1. Fort Morgan leads 6-1 in the fifth inning, with 2 on and 1 down. Schneider digs back in. At second is Wedzik. Cosman at first. And time is called, and a balk is called. So second and third. And now Schneider with a big RBI opportunity. Let's see if the infield plays in. They're just playing normal depth right now. They'll sacrifice a run for an out. But Drolshagen now out of the windup with runners at second and third and 1 down. And the pitch to Schneider, and he takes it down and in on the changeup that levels the count at 1-1. And for those listening in Morgan County, certainly a nicer day here than it is in Morgan County with a heavier wind and the colder temperatures. And the 1-1 pitch swung on line towards left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Wedzik held. He will score. Advancing to third is Cosman. It's an RBI single for Joey Schneider, and the Mustangs lead the Pirates in the fifth inning 7-1. And still only 1 out. And that's 2 well-hit balls for Joey Schneider. T.J. Bauer will be the courtesy runner.
The center fielder,
and here's Kyle Daniels.
Kyle Daniels.
Walked twice. And Daniels has also popped out. The stretch. Long pause and the pitch. And that ball bounces in. What a stab there by Gutierrez. I don't know how he made that play, but came up with it very nicely. Count is at 1-0. To Kyle Daniels. With the runners taking their leads. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on line for a base hit into center field. Here comes Bauer. He'll cross home plate. Cosman to second. It's an RBI single for Kyle Daniels. Fort Morgan now starting to hit the baseball in the fifth inning. They lead 8-1. And here's Chris Anderson.
The designated hitter, number 10, Chris Anderson.
Anderson has struggled today. He is 0 for 3. The offering. Swung on, lifted towards center. Mario Vega to his left comes in, makes the catch. And Bauer's going to tag up. Now the throw to be made to third. He slides. He's in there. The ball skips away. Drolshagen backs up. And now Daniels going to second base to throw, and he's going to be in there. So second and third as both runners advanced. And Daniels had slipped momentarily. But there's 2 down. Well, that looked like a risk there by Bauer. And I think Cisneros, the shortstop, was surprised because he turned around and then fired it a little bit late. So Reyes Rodriguez is up there, been hit by a pitch twice. And he's also singled.
The second baseman, number 11, Reyes Rodriguez.
He can build this 7-run lead now in the fifth inning. The stretch. Reyes awaits the pitch. Here it is. And he takes it inside. Got to watch out there. He almost leaned into that one. He's been hit by 2 pitches. 1 ball and no strikes. Drolshagen looks back. And the offering. That one is inside on the changeup. And the count moves to 2-0. On Rodriguez, Bauer at third, Daniels at second. The stretch. And the offering. Upstairs and inside. 3-0 with Wes Anderson on deck. Fort Morgan with their biggest inning of the game. They've got 3 across. They've got more runs than hits. They have 6 hits, 3 in this inning. The pitch. Oh, way outside. It slipped out of the hand of Drolshagen. And the bases are loaded for Wes Anderson. Grounded out, driving in a run, then a 2-run single in the second. Then he popped out. We'll have a visit to the hill. And if Anderson comes through here, that could shorten this game innings-wise. They still need to score 3 more and then retire Englewood without scoring a run in the bottom of the 5th. But Anderson's got to do some damage here. It'll be righty against the left-handed hitting first baseman as the conversation breaks up. Yeah, the only really good thing about these shorter games, it saves your pitching. That's why the Mustangs are trying to do it here, and that fastball's in there for a strike. Down the middle at the knees. No balls and 1 strike to Anderson. He's got a lot of power to right. Wind and pitch. Upstairs. With the off-speed pitch, the count levels at 1-1. Bauer at third, Daniels at second. Rodriguez at first, 8-1 Fort Morgan in the visiting half of the 5th inning. Drolshagen winds and delivers. Swag and a miss out in front of that changeup. It's 1-2. Anderson digging in. Runners take their leads. And the offering. Swing and a miss. And the ball gets away. They're going to have to throw him out. Gutierrez picks it up, throws to first in time. As Anderson is retired. And the Mustangs are done there in the 5th inning. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a bases left loaded. 4.5 complete. Fort Morgan 8, Englewood 1 on B106 and B106.com. Fort Morgan is in the lead over Englewood in the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-1. I'm John Beltran, live from Harry Wise Field at Englewood High School. Jared Bohm, who's thrown 54 pitches through 4, will face Isaiah Kovac.
Isaiah Kovac.
Miguel Montez and Mason Stepanich. All hitting from the right side. The pitch is a fastball inside. Kovac grounded out to the second baseman, Reyes Rodriguez. And his first at bat, the wind and the 1-0. Swing and a miss and a fastball belt high. And that levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mustangs are going to get some activity, it appears. The left field bullpen, breaking ball. Did he wave at it? It's a strike anyway at the knees. 1-2 to Isaiah Kovac. Yeah, Bohm not racking up the strikeouts like he did a week ago when he struck out 13 Fort Lupton Blue Devils. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. There's 1 down. One down for Miguel Montez. He grounded to third in his first at bat. Wind and pitch. Fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. The breaking ball's over the inner half for a strike. Count level at 1-1. That was the 4th strikeout for Bohm. Wind and pitch. The breaking ball bounces in. 2-1 to the 9th place hitter, Montez. Bohm ready. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded left side of the shortstop, Zwedzig. He's got it. He sets. He throws. 2 down. 2 down for the leadoff hitter, Mason Stepanich. Stepanich is 0 for 1. He grounded to short and walked.
The right fielder, number 2.
And he does hit from the left side as opposed to the first 2 hitters who are batting from the right side. And Bohm fires in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Fort Morgan 8, Englewood 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch. Fastball is a little bit high. 2-0. Bohm has walked only one Pirate this afternoon. And the 2-0 pitch, and that's up and away. And he did it on 4 pitches. He's about to do it here to Stepanich, who's got lots of speed. But I don't know if the Pirates will be running much, down by 7 in the 5th inning. 3-0 pitch. That's a strike. Took something off it. On the outer half belt high, it's 3-1. With Kenny Jelinas on deck. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded right side towards the second baseman, Rodriguez. He slings it to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jared Bohm. Let us head to the 6th inning in Englewood. Fort Morgan 8, Englewood 1 on B106 and B106.com. 8-1 is the score in favor of the Mustangs over the Englewood Pirates as we head to the 6th inning. And the Mustangs will be sending up James Blackston, who's done some damage today on the bases. He's stolen 3.
Leading off the 6th inning for
and
the Mustangs. The left fielder, number
Blackston
14,
struck out his first time up, but on the wild pitch was able to reach. Then he walked and was hit by a pitch, so he's 0 for 1. Very unusual line there for Blackston. The pitch. Swung on and grounded weakly left side to third baseman. Harris has it, sets, throws, and there's one down as Blackston is retired. Blackston now at 0 for 2. Here's Jared Bohm, the Mustang pitcher, who has singled. It was an infield single. He's grounded out twice. He's hit the ball on the left side all 3 times. Grolshagen has done an excellent job since coming in, and that is a strike. Took something off it on the inner half. And it's 0-1. Bohm back in the box, hitting with a close stance from the right side. And the offering. Swung on, lined, and that is fair, just inside the left field line. Bohm rounds first. He's headed to second as Kovacs gets the ball in. It's the 7th hit for the Mustangs in this game. And Bohm is now 2 for 4. Hung a curveball. Grolshagen did, and here is Carlito Urquieta. Will be the courtesy runner there for Bohm. And that'll bring up Tony Zwedzig. 1 for 3, a ground out. He's reached in an air and an RBI single.
Number 12, Tony Zwedzig.
On his ledger as well. So with 1 on. And 1 out, Zwedzig stepping in. The stretch by Grolshagen. Step off, no throw, there's nobody there. Shortstop and second baseman, Cisneros and Montez, respectively, playing at their natural positions. The stretch. And the offering. Over, but a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. With Austin Cosman on deck. Sizable lead for Urquieta. Grolshagen delivers. Swung on and popped up in a shallow right center field. That could be trouble. Stepanich, though, to his right, is going to get under it, make the catch. And back to second is Urquieta, 2 down. In the 6th inning as that ball hung nicely, and Stepanich did a nice job of closing ground. And here comes Austin Cosman.
The third baseman, number 6, Austin Cosman.
Cosman was hit by a pitch the last time up. Also struck out and walked, officially 0 for 1 in the game. 5 Mustangs have been hit in this game. The pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup. On the outer half, it's 0-1. Visit Morgan Community College online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. That's Morgan Community College. The pitch, a little bit upstairs. It's 1-1. One with another changeup, did Grolshagen. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. In the 6th inning, the Mustangs lead the Pirates in Englewood 8-1. And the pitch, swung on, grounded to third. Harris has got it. Throws to first, and side retired. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. 5.5 complete. It is Fort Morgan 8, Englewood 1. This is B106 and B106.com. Jared Bohm has done an excellent job for the Mustangs as they lead Englewood 8-1 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Bohm has allowed just 3 hits, but the Mustangs have stranded 9. Englewood stranded 3. Here's Kenny Jelinas, the pitch. Fastball is a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 0-1. Jelinas, one of 4 strikeout victims. Bohm ready, and the offering, and that fastball is upstairs and inside. The count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. For all your farm and ranch supplies, including Purina feeds and everything, Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center, 122 Custer Street in Brush, also in Fort Morgan and in Sterling. Activity in the right field bullpen is Grolshagen now catching somebody else over there. Breaking ball is fouled off the mask of Schneider. And the count is at 1-2, so we could see the third pitcher there for Englewood come the 7th inning. Here's the wind and the 1-2. Fastball is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Harris warming up over there. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball. Down the middle. Strikeout number 5 for Jared Bohm as Jelinas goes down for the 2nd time. And 1 down in the 6th inning for Gutierrez.
Number 4, Gerardo Gutierrez.
Gutierrez has 2 of the 3 hits that Englewood has in this game. And Cosman is well off the line at third, even though Gutierrez has pulled both pitches and the breaking ball bounces in. So let's see if Bohm works the outer part of the plate since Gutierrez has pulled the ball. In fact, Reyes Rodriguez, the second baseman, playing well off to the first base side of second. Swing and a miss and a bender down and away. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fort Morgan 8, Englewood 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning with the Mustangs 5 outs away from notching their 13th win of the season. The pitch, swing and a miss, blew him away there with a fastball. Ball 1, strike 2. Bohm ready. He's thrown 75 pitches in the game. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. Schneider will pick it up. He'll throw to first, and there's 2 down. And that is strikeout number 6. Now for Jared Bohm. And Tristan Cisneros, who's got a base hit and a ground out, will now bat for Englewood. Bohm setting up on that right foot in the middle of the rubber. The pitch. Swung on, grounded left side. The third baseman, Cosman, hasn't played perfectly. Throws to first. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Jared Bohm as we head to the 7th. Fort Morgan 8, Englewood 1. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the top of the 7th inning. The Mustangs lead Englewood by a score of 8-1. And a new pitcher there for Englewood. That's Tyler Harris. He's now the new pitcher. T.J. Yeager is the new third baseman. And everything else appears to remain intact position-wise. Well, let's see if Drolshagen is still in the game. Looks like I don't see him in there. Looks like he's been taken out. But he did an excellent job in relief of Brian Schrock. And Fort Morgan will bat Joey Schneider, Kyle Daniels, and Chris Anderson, 9-1-2. Schneider was hit by a pitch. He lined into a double play and singled. So officially he's 1 for 2 in the game.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Pirates. Number 10, Tyler Harris. Leading off
so here is Schneider.
For the Mustangs, the catcher.
Premier Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. They understand and are passionate about agriculture. They're dedicated to serving in America in good times and bad. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. The pitch. Fastball is outside from the right-hander Harris. Harris operating out of the stretch with the bases empty. And the 1-0 swung on, fouled off to the right and out of play. That levels the count at 1-1. Now, Fort Morgan's only had one really good hitting frame. That's when they scored the 3 runs in the 5th. Line and pitch. Fastball, a strike. On the outside corner, just above the knees, it's 1-2. Schneider back in. Harris gets the sign. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. Yeager took a stab at it, but it took a big hop. And the Mustangs have their 8th hit of the game. And we should have T.J. Bauer. Nope, instead I believe that's going to be Kenny Keller. Kenny Keller will be the courtesy runner. Over there for Schneider.
The center fielder, number 4, Kyle Daniels.
Daniels has walked twice, popped out and singled, so he's 1 for 2 in the game. Fort Morgan scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings, 1 in the 3rd, as did Englewood, and then 3 more in the 5th to break it open. The stretch by Harris. Short lead at first, and the pitch squaring to bunt. Takes it for a strike, throw back to first, and back in diving is Keller. No balls and 1 strike to Kyle Daniels, the sophomore center fielder, who'll get the start on Friday in Fort Morgan on the hill. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and he lays it down the left side, fielded by Harris, throws to first low, and the ball skips away, and it's backed up by Montez. No advance there by Keller other than just a second base. And that'll be an error on the pitcher Harris, the second error of the game by Englewood. We'll give Daniels a sacrifice since he was moving the runner over. But an error. Runners at first and second now with Chris Anderson stepping in. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout.
The designated hitter, number 10, Chris Anderson.
Would not be surprised at all if Anderson decides to bunt. The stretch and the offering. He squares to bunt and takes it for a ball. Throw back to second, and the ball is dropped there by Cisneros. If not, Keller would have been a dead duck. Excellent throw there by Gutierrez, but Cisneros tried to make the tag before the ball was in the glove. 1 ball and no strikes. Fort Morgan leads by 7 in the 7th. Anderson will square to bunt again, more than likely. And he takes the off-speed pitch up and away, 2-0. With Rodriguez on deck. Off of second is Keller. Daniels at first. The stretch and squaring to bunt, and that ball nearly hit him, and it did. 6th hit batsman, Keller to third, but of course the ball was ruled dead after it got a piece of the hitter. So the bases are loaded in the 7th inning for Reyes Rodriguez. He's been hit by a pitch twice, singled and walked.
Number 11, Reyes Rodriguez.
Oh, this could get ugly for the Pirates unless they can get Rodriguez out. If not, this could lead to a huge inning for Fort Morgan. And Caleb Bell will be the courtesy runner at first for Chris Anderson. So Keller at third, Daniels at second, Bell at first. With nobody out in the 7th inning, Fort Morgan up 8-1. And Rodriguez looking to get on base for a 5th time in the game. He's also made some very nice plays at second today. Out of the stretch is Tyler Harris. And the offering swung on and grounded to third, and off the glove of Yeager to the shortstop. Cisneros throws to first, and it's wide of the target. That'll be an error on Yeager, but give Rodriguez an RBI, second error of the inning, and the Mustangs now lead 9-1 as Keller scores. And here's Wes Anderson.
The first baseman, number 9, Wes Anderson.
Anderson is 1 for 4. He's got 3 RBIs, though, and he takes the fastball a little bit outside. One ball and no strikes, the stretch. And the offering. Swung on and fisted foul to the backstop. And that levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. And right now, Englewood is just contributing to Fort Morgan's success here. The pitch way outside towards the screen. Runner comes to the plate, and scoring easily is going to be Daniels on a wild pitch. Other runners advance, and Fort Morgan is now in the lead by a score of 10-1. With Bell now at third. And at second, Rodriguez. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Anderson. Swung on and grounded to short. Cisneros has got it. Run will score. Throw to first is high and offline and safe. Third error of the inning. That's on Cisneros. And it's now 11-1. And by the way, Rodriguez had to hold up at second.
James Blackston.
There's James Blackston, 0 for 2. He has stolen 3 bases. Swung on and grounded foul up the third base side. And the count is sitting at no balls and 1 strike. Yeah, this has not been emblematic of the way Englewood's played defense today, with 3 of their 4 errors in this inning outside. Fort Morgan now holds a 10-run advantage. 1 ball and 1 strike. To Blackston, first and second, still with nobody out. Harris looks in, and the pitch. Right there on the outside corner for a strike, placed nicely. Count is at 1-2. Give Anderson the RBI there. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. And Blackston strikes out. And he is 0 for 3. There's 1 down in the 7th for Jared Bohm.
Jared Bohm.
A single, couple of ground outs. And he's also doubled. And about to go the distance today. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into right field. To his right. Still coming, still coming. The ball's going to drop just inside the right field line. As Stepanich could not make the play, and the ball hit off the end of the bat. The bases are loaded as the runners advance. Third hit of the day for Jared Bohm. He'll get a courtesy runner in Urquieta, and Zwedzig will now hit. And Fort Morgan trying to put together a huge inning here. Zwedzig is 1 for 4 with an RBI. And check that. Jared Henderson will now hit in Bohm's place, getting his first at bat of the game. Coach Langford figures, let's get him into the game. Up by 10 runs, and he's got a big, strong bat. The pitch, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes on Jared Henderson. The Mustangs have 3 across so far. In the top half of the 7th inning, the pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball that tied him up, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mustangs now have 11. Check that, 9 hits in the game. Runners take their leads. 1-1. Down and away. Rodriguez at third. Wes Anderson at second. Urquieta at first. Tyler Harris from the stretch. And the 2-1 offering. Swing and a miss on a ball that tied him up again. Down and in. That evens the count at 2-2. Harris has recorded a strikeout in this inning for the only out. Out of the stretch, Gutierrez lays down the sign. 2-2 pitch. Down and away with a fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. With Austin Cosman waiting to hit next. The stretch. 3-2. Swung on and tapped foul up the left side. We'll do it again. And this game moved along pretty quickly through 4+, but this has been a long half inning, especially with the 3 errors committed by the Pirates. It'll be a payoff pitch to Henderson. Swung on, grounded down the third baseline, foul. It'll be another 3-2 pitch. As the sun has disappeared and the temperature, as you would imagine now, just past 6, is beginning to drop. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The stretch by Harris. He comes home, up and in, and it's a walk. Rodriguez scores on the bases loaded walk to Jared Henderson. Fort Morgan has plated 4 in the inning, and they now lead 12-1. As Cosman will now step in. And it looks like we have another courtesy runner out there. Mustangs just made another switch. So here is Cosman.
The third baseman, number 6, Austin Cosman.
Cosman struck out, walked, was hit by a pitch, and then grounded to third, so he's officially 0 for 2. Anderson no longer the runner there at third. The offering. Swung on, line towards right center field. That's a base hit. Cut off over there by Stepanich, but 2 runs are going to score. To second is Henderson, as crossing home plate with the second run on that base hit was Carlito Urquiera. Fort Morgan has plated 6 in the inning. They now lead 14-1. And that'll bring up Joey Schneider.
The catcher, number 7, Joey Schneider.
Schneider is 2 for 3. The pitch, a strike with a fastball. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Still only 1 down here in this frame. And the pitch swung on in line towards center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Henderson more than likely will be held up at third. And the bases are reloaded. And Kyle Daniels will hit again in this inning.
The center fielder, number 4, Kyle Daniels.
This will be the 11th hitter of the inning for Fort Morgan. And what was a pretty competitive game is now obviously out of hand. That pitch is away, 1 ball and no strikes to Kyle Daniels. Out of the stretch is Harris. And the offering in the dirt, skips away to the screen. Here comes Henderson to the plate. He'll score the wild pitch. And it's now 15-1, 7 runs across for the Mustangs in this frame. And at this point, the best part of the game is going to be the end of it, because everybody wants to get off the field at this point, including the Mustangs, with a 15-1 count. The pitch swung on and tapped on the left side, and Harris is going to underhand it to the plate, and a tag made by Gutierrez, and out is Cosman at the plate. Excellent play on the flip of the glove there by Harris. And there's 2 down. So that fielder's choice will go 1-2 on that soft ground ball.
The designated hitter, number 10, Chris Anderson.
And Chris Anderson is up there with runners at the corners. Anderson at 0 for 4. The pitch swung on, lined into left field. That is a base hit. Joey Schneider scores. And the Mustangs now lead 16-1. as Anderson delivers. 8 across in the frame.
The second baseman, number 11, Reyes Rodriguez.
Reyes Rodriguez is 1 for 2. Reached on an air, and he takes that pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch by the right-hander Harris. And the 1-0 pitch swung on and hit deep into center field. Vega's way back, still going back towards the fence, and it's just beyond his glove. 1 run is in as Daniels crosses home plate. Here comes a second run. Nope. And Rodriguez is headed to third, which means the trail runner is going to have to score, and does. A 2-run triple for Reyes Rodriguez, and the Mustangs now lead 18-1 as the trail runner Anderson was held up temporarily, but then had to take off for the plate once Rodriguez committed to third. And the Mustangs have now played at 10 in the inning.
Number 9, Wes Anderson.
Here's Wes Anderson. This is the 14th hitter of the inning. Anderson is only 1 for 5, but he's driven in 4 in the game. Righty against lefty. And the pitch swung on and popped up to the second baseman Montez. He's got room. He makes the catch. And the inning finally comes to an end. The Mustangs scored 10 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Fort Morgan is in the lead, 18-1 on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs with an 18-1 lead as Bladen Pollitt is the new pitcher for Fort Morgan.
Leading off
Here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
For Englewood. The center fielder, number 5.
It'll be Mario Vega to lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Against the right-hander, Bladen Pollitt. Wine in the pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Shortstop Zwedzig cannot get to it. Nearly had it to his left. It's a base hit for Vega. Nearly was able to lunge to his left and actually make the play. But Vega picks up the base hit for Englewood. And Vega now at 1 for 3 in the game on that ground ball. There's Tyler Harris, who's grounded out twice. Once to third, once to second. The stretch and the pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike on the inner half. No balls and 1 strike.
The pitcher, number 10, Tyler Harris.
Short lead at first for Vega. And Pollitt delivers. Curveball is inside. Levels the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th inning. The Mustangs lead 18-1 over the Pirates of Englewood. The pitch. Low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, these teams will play on Friday in Fort Morgan at 4 o'clock on B106 and B106.com as Pollitt delivers. Curveball is laced into left field. That is a base hit. Vega to second. And the Pirates, for the second time in this game, have back-to-back hits. That's 5 hits overall.
Number 15, T.J. Yeager.
T.J. Yeager will bat for the first time. Came into the game a couple of innings ago, the stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss, and a ball that was up in the zone. It's 0-1. Vega at second, Harris at first. Pollitt looks back, and the 0-1. And the curveball hit him. And the bases are now loaded for Isaiah Kovac, who grounded out and struck out. Not a good sign here for Pollitt.
30, Isaiah Kovash.
Coming into a situation where you just want him to throw strikes considering the lead. He's out of the windup. Let's see if he works his way out of this nicely. The pitch. Fastball, a strike. On the outer half, just above the knees, it's 0-1. Mustangs looking for the double play. And the 0-1 offering. In the dirt, bounces away from Schneider. Vega will score. The other runners advance on the wild pitch. It's now 18-2. And head coach Langford just wants Pollitt to throw strikes. He's got a huge lead here. Wine in the pitch. Swung on line towards left center field. That's a base hit. That's headed all the way to the fence as a couple of runs will score as Yeager rounds third and he scores as well. It's a 2-run double for Isaiah Kovac. And it's now an 18-4 game. Well, that's a good thing Fort Morgan scored those runs. Those 10 runs in this inning. In the top half of the frame. Because if this were an 8-1 count going in, we'd be looking at a completely different game. The pitch and the breaking ball. A little bit high to Montez.
Miguel Montez.
1 ball and no strikes. And the offering, the breaking ball is outside. 2-0. Oh, we could be here a little while longer. That's what it's looking like right now. Pollitt ready. 2-0 pitch, and he bounces that one into the screen. The wild pitch is sending Kovac to third. I'm telling you, this Pirates team might be way down, but they're not going away. As Bladen Pollitt with a huge lead. Struggling right now. There will be a meeting on the hill. With Fort Morgan holding a 14-run lead. But a man at third and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. And a 3-0 count to Miguel Montez. Pollitt ready. Out of the windup. The pitch. That's over for a strike. We'll have a short post game coming up. And then we'll wrap it up here from Englewood. We've had a total of 13 runs scored in this inning. Swung on tap foul. 10 by Fort Morgan, 3 by Englewood. In fact, more runs scored in this inning than in the previous 6 innings combined. We had 9 runs through 6 now. We've got 22 total. Payoff pitch. Bounces it in, and Montez walks, and it gets away from Schneider, and Kovac will score on another wild pitch. It's 18-5. Well, still nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
The right fielder, number 2, Mason Stepanich.
And Mason Stepanich will now bat. The stretch and the offering, and that ball hit him. And they might have to take Pollitt out of the game. He is falling apart, unfortunately, for Fort Morgan out there. The cushion is huge, but Pollitt right now with no success. Stepanich was 0 for 2 coming in.
11, Kenny Jelinas.
And here comes head coach Josh Langford. As Kenny Jelinas, who struck out twice, will now be the batter. Let's see what Coach Langford does. He's given up some hits, but he can't find the strike zone either. And since coming into the game, Pollitt has thrown 17 pitches, 9 for balls. But he has not retired any of the first 6 hitters that Englewood has set up there. 4 have scored and 2 are on the base paths. So here's Jelinas, and if Pollitt doesn't retire Jelinas, This could be his last hitter. When Fort Morgan beat Vista Peak earlier this year, they were up 11-3 going into the 7th, and they won only 11-10. Fastball is way outside. And Pollard does not look comfortable out there at all. At second is Montez. Stepanich at first. 1-0. Outside corner for a strike. Count is leveled at 1-1 strike. To Kenny Jelinas. The stretch. The pitch. Curveball is grounded foul up the third base side. 18 runs on 13 hits for Fort Morgan. 5 runs on 6 hits for Englewood. The Pirates have committed the only 4 errors of the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jelinas. Pollard delivers, and he bounces that one in there. He's lacking balance on the hill. 2-2. Pick up that left leg a little bit and establish a little bit more balance at the core. But he's got really no leg kick. Swing and a miss on a fastball tailing away. And Jelena strikes out for the 3rd time in the game. There's 1 down.
The catcher, number 4, Gerardo
Here's Gutierrez, who is 2 for 3, singled twice, and then struck out against the starting pitcher, Jared Bohm. Mustangs can end it with a double play. The pitch, the curveball is a little bit low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Fort Morgan 18, Englewood 5 at the bottom of the 7th inning in Englewood. At Harry Wise Field. Runners take their leads. 1-0. Fastball a strike on the outside corner just above the knees. And that evens the count at 1-1. Montez and Stepanich with their leads. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Diving away from the hitter. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. In the bottom half of the 7th inning in Englewood, the stretch by Bladen Pollitt. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball well off the plate. And there's 2 down. So Pollitt's done a nice job of coming back here after struggling with his control and prior to that giving up some base hits. Here's Tristan Cisneros, who has singled and grounded out twice. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the Pirates shortstop. Pollitt with a busy inning has thrown 27 pitches. And the offering. Curveball, a strike on the outside corner. That evens the count at 1-1. Pollitt has struck out the last 2 hitters he's faced. He looks back. And the pitch. Curveball, outside corner again, 1-2. Looked like that might have been slightly off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schneider setting up way outside the offering. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Schneider will pick it up. Schneider throws to first, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs have won the game over the Englewood Pirates by a score of 18-5. Let's take a 1-minute break. Back in 1 minute, and we'll recap it after this on B106 and B106.com. Mustang post-game show brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right with Buildings by Design. The Mustangs win the game over the Englewood Pirates 18-5. For the Mustangs, 18 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 10 left on base. For Englewood, 5 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors, 5 left on base. The winning pitcher was Jared Bohm. He goes 6 innings, and he was able to strike out 6, and the loss goes to Brian Schrock, one of 3 pitchers used by Englewood. Time of the game, 2 hours and 5 minutes. The Mustangs got on the board in the first inning. Wes Anderson with an RBI grounder. Reyes Rodriguez scored on a wild pitch, and then Anderson came through with a 2-run single in the second inning, making it 4-0. James Blackston would score on an error in the third as the Mustangs took a 5-0 lead. Gerardo Gutierrez came through with an RBI single at the bottom of the third for Englewood as it was a 5-1 game. Fort Morgan then in the fifth got a Tony Zwedzig run-scoring single. Joey Schneider did the same, as did Kyle Daniels for a 3-run frame. It was 8-1, and then the floodgates really opened. 3 errors in the 7th inning committed by Englewood. The Mustangs scored 10 runs in the frame. Reyes Rodriguez drove in a run with a ground ball. Kyle Daniels scored on a wild pitch. Wes Anderson with his 4th RBI of the game on a grounder. Jared Henderson walked with the bases loaded. Austin Cosman with a 2-run single. Henderson later scored on a wild pitch. Joey Schneider with an RBI single, and Reyes Rodriguez with a 2-run triple, 2 of his 3 RBIs in that sequence. And Englewood would score 4 more in the bottom of the 7th inning, but the Mustangs win the game 18-5. Fort Morgan is now 11-0 in Colorado 7 league play, 13-5 overall. And as for Englewood, they are 4-6 in league play, 6-10 on the season. It's the regular season finale for the Mustangs coming up on Friday, 4 o'clock right here on B106 and B106.com. Ben Blecka will be with you to call that game from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. Great work as always by our sound engineer and producer Braden Godin. I'm John Beltran with a final score from Englewood. The Fort Morgan Mustangs 18, the Englewood Pirates 5 on B106 and B106.com.